Hello, it's Annie from Bad Squiddo Games, and today I just want to show you some of the cool bits and bobs that I got from Paul, who is Berlin Tuesday across the internet. So I'll switch to the other cam in a second. We'll have a bit more of a look, starting with the figures. Look at all that! Woohoo! We're going to use this wonderful backdrop by Jon Hodgson to show them off, which is currently unreleased, but part of the next Kickstarter. Plug, link in comments. Just to show off. Oh, I'll start chronologically actually. So, woo! Here we go. So Paul has been a customer of mine for a while, and I was browsing. It's very wobbly. There we go. I was browsing Etsy, and I went, hang on a mo, I recognise her. That's one of mine. I went, no way, it's Paul's shop. So then I had a bit of a dilemma of whether I should buy her or not, because it's depriving somebody else. And I went, nah, thanks to be them, gonna get it. So this is one of our, little ear poking out. This is one of our mercenary figures. Lovely! So yeah, I thought I'm buying them, just buying them for my collection, because they look great. And you can never have too many of your own figures painted. The other one I purchased was Squee. Look at her. This is on a little orc thief, one of our first models ever. So I'm really happy, really happy with those. I was so happy that I said, Paul, can you paint me some stuff to order? And he said, I'm very busy, but okay. So I've sent him a few bits. This is my favourite, I think. So I sent him some of our minis, which have got a bit of a darker paint scheme on, because I'd like to see them a bit brighter for when I'm doing my photos. Sometimes if they're painted quite dark, it can be hard to get everything in shot. So I thought I'll get some in his brighter style for some alt paint jobs. So I sent him a few as a bit of a tester, so I didn't overwhelm him. So this is one of our elite Amazons, and it looks lovely. The ones we have painted currently are by Paul Cubbin, and absolutely no shade to Paul Cubbin. He's watching this going, you did what? The Paul paint jobs are also amazing, but I wanted some variety. So yeah, that's this model here. Yes. And the other part of the pack is this one. Again, it's just stunning. Really happy with these. That's the elite Amazons. Look at them. They're so cool. And then we move on again. One of our oldest packs, the Zombie Shield Maidens, that I don't feel get the love and attention that they deserve. So I've got a fresh coat of paint. She's got a brain hanging out there. You can't normally see that in the photos. It's got a bit of brain hanging out. Nah, isn't that nice? So there's number one. Here is number two. I think she's my favourite of them. She's one I've painted up myself as well. Not this one, this is Paul. But like the eyeball, little eyeball popping out. You get a lot of sort of Revenant figures, but not many lady ones, so that's why we had these made. And now the old world's returning. Plug. I'm going to put these in my zombie squad. Look at that. She looks a bit like a whisperer from Walking Dead, doesn't she? Marching through. Vengeance on the mind. With that. And then we have this one. Oh yeah, so the elite Amazons were sculpted by Shane Hoyle. These zombies are by Phil Hines. And yeah, it's nice, I think, because these models we've had for a long time, including the Squee. She is another Phil job. I've seen them so much because they're older figures, so a different paint style on them makes them almost look like different brand new figures, so it's always nice to see. So they're all the figures that he's made. He's painted wonderfully for me. Let's look at some terrain. So I've moved the camera back a bit so you can get an idea. So the terrain that that Paul at Berlin Tuesday sells. It's all just his own scratch built, what's the word? Scratch built wonders, really, which is exactly what I want and what I'm looking for. Shofty uses the same little lights as I do. So this came with the light, because it's in quite a lit up area at the moment. You can't fully see it, but in some darker, darker zones, that's going to look extra good. And that's obviously an optional light you can turn on and off, but where there is light, I will do it. So the rest of it, this, it does slot off. You can see there, it's just a simple foam, but it just looks really nice. I love handmade terrain. It makes me very happy. So then we've got just some bits and bobs around here. I thought these would be good for the Ghosts of Gaia. Crazies. Hang on, I haven't put the lid on fully either. There we go. There we go. There's the lid on fully. Bit of rust going down there. Super duper. Have I put it on right? Yeah, I have. There we go. No, there we go. I'll get there. I don't even have the excuse of just having one hand because I've got both on the go. So yeah, it's like, oh. So it can be guns and stuff, but it could also just be a generic shack if I require. Kind of like you can do that and then the light goes into it a little bit. So yeah, that would be really good. I'll put a mini for scale. Maybe there's a zombie shield maiden creeping around. Oh yeah, just I think it's wicked. So guns and stuff will be appearing in photographs soon. Then we've got this shelter, which is quite a generic, could be used for sci-fi as well. Sci-fi post-apocalypse. It could be a bodged together World War II / modern-y shelter from basic materials. So I might use that for quite a few bits. It's quite nice to have the grass, because obviously most of that is in post-apocalyptic thingies. Have got all the rubble over them, but there might be some overgrown areas. And I'm kind of tempted to add a trillion tufts to it, but it might be a bit Teletubby, but we'll see. So yeah, there's lots of different uses for this. I'll just show you all the different... But yeah, it's got a little chimney. And again, and what I like is so simple, but he writes the names on the bottom of them all, which helps as my terrain collection grows when I'm trying to credit everyone. I can remember who actually did them. So here we'll have again, just for scale, so you can see. Isn't that cool? I like that. Now we've got a couple of ruins, just some little ruins, some little rocky outcrops really. They're not as, they're not stealers of the show, but they do what they do, break up the terrain a bit, and these I've already used in some photos. Work really well for breaking up scenes and just adding a bit more. Not everything has to be a centerpiece, and these are just really lovely. Look at that bit of merging in there. Whoa. The same goes for this field, but it's just, they say the field, it's the wall part's the feature. Simple and effective, and again has the signature there, this art piece signature. I just like that it's not painted grey, it's got these little dirty bits on it. And that's going to have a million different uses. I might put livestock in it, I might put the bofas in it. People can just be fighting around it. Yeah, super. Now we're moving on to the larger pieces that I'm going to have to do a slow... Whoa. This is a nice rocky bit. You can see this is because this is a sample of the new backdrop. It is just blue tacked up there. But I thought I'd give a nice bit of background there. Look at that. I'll give it a little tilt around. So there's lots of different hidey places and angles. So the majority of the time with terrain I use it for photographs, but it will also be really handy for games when I one day play games again. But I just like the little bit of detail on that. Again, just to show a fig. This is a nice piece. Lovely. So yeah, there we are again. These sort of chunks are really good for line of sight blocking as well, whether that's games or trying to hide a lamp or something like that. And the final piece, this and the guns and stuff are my favourites of the terrain, I think. They'll probably get the most, mind you, I was going to say they'll get the most use, but the little rocks and things will end up being used quite a lot as well. They might get the most features. I really, really like this piece. So it's just a little ruin bit. but he's cut out all the bricks. So I've got all these really nice bricks and moss on there. And yeah, it's just really nice. There's a lot going on. I like, well, it's simple with a lot going on. So there's, different bits of floor. It's not just all over, little bits of rubble there. The broken up bit I really like. And yeah, it's wicked. So we are just a little review of some of the goodies that I got from Paul at Berlin Tuesday. If you've seen him around and maybe you've thought, maybe I'd like to buy off this person, then they get the double thumbs up from me. I can only do one thumb because I'm holding this at the moment. But yeah, absolutely super happy with this. Go check out Berlin Tuesday on Etsy. I think Etsy, Facebook, and maybe Instagram. Yes, Instagram as well. For painted figures, handmade terrain, and you can also have a look back at different figures that he's made previously. And yeah, I got all of that and I'm really, really happy with it. So thank you very much, and thanks for watching as well. Guns and stuff! P.S. Look at the lovely scenes. I've just knocked one together with Paul's terrain, mini, and that backdrop that was hanging there. Just to show how lovely they all look together, and seeing as I should be promoting the backdrop Kickstarter. And there we are, people like a zoom out, you can see what I've done there just to set that scene up. And then it all just comes together at that angle. There we go, focus on her. Doesn't that look nice? Sign up to the Kickstarter, link is below.